Which application?
Application for clemency.
Oh, no. If I did, sir, I probably didn't see it. Like I said, I got to get a new prescription on my glasses.
You wore your body armor as you slept every night?
Yes, sir.
Now, when did you first start using drugs?
When did I first start using alcohol?
Drugs.
Who?
Drugs.
Oh, blunts? I might have smoked my first blunt. Sir, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably was like 16. I'm not too sure up in that area.
I just can't. We are going for Thanksgiving special. We are going to watch the pardon hearings from different states, the process for those who come in to expunge their records. These hearings are really about redemption and the idea that one can go through life, make mistakes, but receive, I think, the ultimate reward from the state, which is a clean new record. Now, each state, they have their own laws around how easy or difficult it is to get that expungement, but we are going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the ridiculous. So with that, let's jump in.
Good afternoon. Mr. Anderson?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. It's been a long day for you, huh?
Woo. Yes, ma'am. I got to go clock in a moment and pay some bills.
So, sir, you're stationary now. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your current mailing address. Mr. Anderson, you're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. I'm going to read some identifying information as we confirm it, and I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Roche, seated to my left. Can you hear me okay?
I'm trying to, ma'am, to the best of my capability. That's why I'm putting it closer to my ear.
You have, we may want to, yeah. Is it, I don't know if it's our connection or your connection. We can hear you fine.
Well,
do you have a volume control?
Yes, ma'am. It's on the side. It's all the way up. Well, it's down now. Hold on. Let me see. Now it's all the way up.
Is that better?
It sounds pretty good.
Okay, good. Because we want to see. I don't want to have to be looking at the top of your head. Okay. So you are Jonathan Anderson. Your DOC number is 520916. You're seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in March 2007 in Calcasieu Parish, possession with intent to distribute marijuana. You received a 5-year sentence that was suspended and you were placed on 5 years probation. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good afternoon, Jonathan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good. You live in one of my favorite towns in the United States, Baytown, Texas. I spent my first night as a married man in Baytown, Texas. Okay.
Okay. Well, yes, sir. I moved out here.
Okay. Let me start my presentation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Madam Chairman, fellow board members, before us this afternoon, we have Jonathan Anderson, DOC number 520916. He's here this afternoon seeking the recommendation for a pardon with the restoration of firearms for a drug conviction in 2007. The actual offense was committed on April 21st, 2005. Mr. Anderson is currently 42 years old, and he was 24 at the time of the offense. He was also arrested for a weapons charge and illegal use of body armor. These charges were not bailed and was a part of his plea deal. Mr. Anderson was 26 years old at the time of his offense. Mr. Anderson met with a confidential informant at a pre-arranged location to sell marijuana. He sold the marijuana to the agents. Then the agents converged on Mr. Anderson and arrested him without incident. The agents searched his vehicle and discovered approximately 12 pounds of suspected marijuana, a tourist 45 caliber pistol, and a ballistic vest. Mr. Anderson, why did you have body armor in your car? Why did you feel it necessary to have body armor on your person?
Sir, at that period of time, I was working a job paying $6.50 an hour. I'm gonna tell you the story.
I don't want to hear stories. I want to know why
for my safety, sir. Because simple fact is, sir, that there are people out there that will harm me, and I've shown that I'm not a person that causes problems. I was there trying to pay my bills. I didn't actually commit the complete sale, and that situation unfolded behind his girlfriend, sir. See, it's more to the story.
If necessary, what were you planning to do that you needed body armor?
Well, I didn't have it on, sir. I wasn't wearing it. It was located inside my bag.
Right.
Well, just in case, like when I go to sleep at night, because they do a lot of home invasions. And you see, the simple fact is, it was more like like for my protection from when I sleep at night. Because those type of people, the little guy and his wife, like I said, came over. The little guy came over, the girl came over. She was smoking weed, stuff like that. I was working a low paying job. I needed money to pay, to pay my bills. And it was for my protection, so that if someone was to attack me or try to harm me,
Mr. Anderson,
yes, sir.
You trying to kill this panel? You wore your body armor as you slept every night?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In fear that my life wouldn't be taken, because it's a ruthless world, and I'm gonna be a God honest the truth. But as the gun wasn't even loaded, it was underneath the seat. The vest was inside my bag.
Thank you, sir. On March 26, 2007, almost 2 years after the offense, Anderson pled guilty to the amended charge of possession of a controlled drug Schedule 1 marijuana with the intent to distribute. He was sentenced to 5 years at DOC. That sentence was suspended, and he was placed on 5 years supervised probation. The other charges were not billed. Jonathan served his supervised probation, which began in March of 2007. He completed all special conditions of that supervised probation ordered by the courts within 2.5 years of being placed on probation. He made great progress toward rehabilitation, and he secured employment with an offshore company named Seacourt Marine. He had no new arrests during the supervision period, and Anderson terminated his supervision early on December 2nd, 2009, in a satisfactory manner. Is all that information correct?
Yes, sir. I did work there. I finished my probation early, and I got a first offender pardon. First, because it was my first. It was really my first real offense. Like I said, I
Now,
mean, I worked.
I've discussed the body armor already because it's a major concern because, as you know, and everybody that's present, body armor is used for very horrendous activity now. And when someone puts on body armor, it appears that they're ready to go in and open fire on someone that deserves it. So I was very concerned about the body armor. You stated in your application that you still drink alcohol, and basically, what type of alcohol do you drink? And when is the last time you had an arrest for DWI?
I haven't had one, and I really don't drink alcohol too much, sir. That's more like a mem, or just something to make the day go by at work. Because when it's hot outside, all you really got is a laugh, your ice water, and then hopefully you can sustain the day to make your money to pay your bills. I mean, I'm not an alcoholic.
I just brought that up because you mentioned that in your application.
Which application?
Application for clemency.
Oh, no. If I did, sir, I probably didn't see it. Like I said, I got to get a new prescription on my glasses. It's $600 and something odd dollars. If I did, but I didn't put that. What happened, sir, I'm going to explain. The lady called me, told me she was going to audit my paperwork because I sent in too much information about certain things, and she was going to send it to y'all. I don't know what all they might have put, but I was only charged with the possession of marijuana with intent. I didn't even complete the sale.
Okay.
All that other stuff wasn't even supposed to be in there because I wasn't even charged with it. That's it. You see, that's the difference from here to there. And I hate that we have to discuss it because I really don't like him.
Anderson,
Yes, sir.
I asked you a question.
Sir.
I didn't ask you a question. Would you please stop talking and allow me to ask a question?
Oh, okay. It's kind of staticky on my side. I'm trying my best.
Now, when did you first start using drugs?
So when did I first start using alcohol?
Drugs.
Or who?
Drugs.
Oh, blunts? I might have smoked my first blunt. Sir, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably was like 16. I'm not too sure up in that area.
Okay. And did you graduate to anything stronger than marijuana?
No, not really.
You've never used cocaine. You've never used heroin. You've never used meth.
No, I don't deal with all of that. I mean, I drink coffee, all of that. That's, I mean, I might go to the store and get a 5-hour energy. That's 99.9% caffeine. But after that, I mean.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes, sir.
When was the last time you were arrested for any criminal activity?
Sir, it had to be about. I think the last time I was arrested was when I went through this situation. That was it, if I'm not mistaken.
Have you received any traffic citations in the last 5 or 10 years?
No, sir. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I just, things happen. I'm not into, too much of that fast and furious.
Madam Chairman, I do have a recommendation, and I will share with my fellow board members at the conclusion of this interview.
Mr. O'Shea. Mr. Anderson, is there a brief statement you'd like to make to us before we vote?
Well, ma'am, I thank y'all for giving me this opportunity, for hearing my case. I just want to say that this situation we're going through, we shouldn't actually have to, because the way society is, this is how it fell. As we know, at this period of time, the United States abolished a lot of things and they accepted a lot of new policies where they would say, like, I can say prohibition of alcohol. Remember, they wouldn't sell an alcohol. Then they'd say, well, we can find a tax on it. Hemp, they outlawed hemp in 1970. Well, now we can sell it and, get away with it and put a tax on it. And basically what this is, ma'am, and fellas and sirs and gentlemen, it's more like a situation that we shouldn't have to go through. There have been people that actually have lost their lives and other systems, livelihoods, and been embarrassed. Kids have had to go to school behind their parents doing drugs. But now the United States, or however, just turn and say, well, we'll just adapt to it. We'll make something off of it too, and no one has an apology. Yes, I made a mistake. We all make mistakes. But as I said, ma'am, I'm working a $6.50 hour job. Y'all all know my story, and I'm not gonna minimize it or however else. I'm paying rent $600. It's leaving me with $300. No money to eat. I'm out here by myself trying to make it. That marijuana actually saved my life, dang near, because I had to go through an X-ray of radiation. I had 2 knots under my neck that I had to get pulled in Pasadena. I ended up at United Methodist, and I couldn't go into place because of my insurance that I had through my company. You see, I go through a lot. And having to survive in this world, ma'am, it's not easy for everybody because this world doesn't adapt to your standards. You have to adapt to this world. I can see if I make minimum and just like most people make minimum, they should have the same as other people. It should be no less, no greater, but they're kings and queens. This is presidential. It's a different type of democracy.
Mr. Anderson, can you wrap it up for us, sir? Can you wrap it up?
Sorry about that. Sir? I'm just putting it out there. I'm trying to get it all out. Hey, I'm just putting it out in the open. And I thank you for hearing my case, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I think we're prepared to vote, and Mr. Roche will be voting first.
Mr. Anderson, thank you for talking to me today.
You're welcome.
After this interview, I don't feel comfortable making a recommendation. So based on law enforcement opposition, I'm going to deny your request.
Mayor Bell.
Mr. Anderson, after listening to your interview, I don't like it's going to be denied.
Mr. Freeman.
I concur.
Jack. I also vote to deny. All right, and I do concur with my colleagues. Mr. Anderson, my vote, after listening to the interview today, my vote is also to deny. So you've received a unanimous decision to deny your application for the pardon. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay, if he had shown up to the Connecticut board, he would have gotten granted. If he had shown up to another state, he would have gotten granted, even with as bad as that interview was. Oh, yeah, I sleep with my body armor. Oh, my glasses, I didn't get it right. And oh, the blunts part. And look, I know it's hard to hear Mr. O'Shea, or maybe he has a bad phone, did you see Mr. Mirabella and Mr. O'Shea look at each other? Like, Louisiana is probably the last state that you want to accidentally say blunts to, because to them the devil's lettuce is still like the woo, that's bad, and then not against that commutation pardon board. I mean, it was a stuff of humor.
And sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon the penalty of perjury?
Yes,
Can you say I do, please?
I do.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Brown, can you please state your name for the board?
Cornell Brown.
And you may now explain why you believe you are suitable for an absolute pardon.
Well, I feel suitable for the pardon because, like, I'm a role model to kids. Ever since my charge has been since I was 21, and I'm 31 now. So, you know, I really learned my lesson from then to now, and it feel like ever since the charges, it feels like I've been actually still being like whooped on because of the charges. Actually, it feel like I'm still going through the same thing, not getting jobs for them. You know, it was like doing odd jobs so to take care of my kids and stuff like that. I just want to get back into living in a world is, you know, without still feeling like I was 21.
Yeah. Mr. Brown, why are we fighting with everyone?
Say it again.
Why are you fighting with everyone?
What you mean fighting with who?
Back in the day, it seemed like you were fighting with everybody.
Oh
All your
yeah,
offenses. Were we
because
so
I
angry?
was because I was angry child. You know, didn't really have my parents. I was living with my aunt as a child, so like the transition to my mother's house was kind of crazy. So I was still kind of going through that, and so I was like 21, got in trouble.
Mm-hmm. So, well, yeah. How did you turn it around? Did you take any programming? Domestic violence, anger management, anything like that?
Yeah, I took anger management, domestic violence classes. I even got my OSHA. I got my high school diploma. Was going to college for a few years. Did barbering school. I've done a lot of things.
Yeah. So you feel like you've grown and matured over these past 9 years.
Yes.
So, what are you doing for work now, sir?
Right now, I'm doing barbering. Like I'm just doing that like really at my house right now because it's like as I told you, like the felonies kind of stopping me from getting like the jobs I actually want to go out and get.
What is it that you want to do, sir?
What I really wanted to be like right now, I just wanted to enjoy my early 20 years. I just wanted to enjoy that, but I can't enjoy that now.
What do you want to do for work? If you were granted
Work,
where
for anything, I could do anything for work. Really, it's not. I'm not really in like it. Don't. I could do any type of work. Really.
Well, but you just said you can't really apply to the jobs you want to apply for because of your criminal
Yeah,
record.
I applied
If you didn't have one, where would you apply?
I applied to anywhere right now. I have a real job, so
Okay.
I will apply anywhere.
Okay. All right, Ms. Turner.
Do I understand, Mr. Brown, you didn't finish barbering school?
Yes, I didn't finish it.
How come?
I had a son at the time, so I was basically like a stay at home dad at the point.
Do you still have a son?
Yes, I got two sons.
Okay, so what are their ages?
One is 11 and my youngest is 6.
Okay, so they're in school, so you don't have
Yeah.
to stay home and save on daycare. So I think where my colleague was going is, what do you aspire to do? Do you have life goals?
Yes, I have a lot of life
Okay,
goals.
so talk to me about them that relate to providing for your family and,
Like-
expanding your horizons.
Like at the point, like I was saying, I was going to college, and that was for child development. I was doing that. Then when I found out that my felony wouldn't let me get that job, I had to stop that. And then it was a point, like you said, I was going to barbering school, and then it felt like when I got to a certain point and I was gonna open up my own business and stuff like this, they was telling me, oh, I can't do this because of my felonies or all of this. So I had to stop doing that at a point. So once I stopped that, I wound up doing like
Okay,
take
so
care
I'm
of my
not talking about the
son.
past now, Mr. Cornell. I'm talking about, or Brown, excuse me. I'm talking about your future. What is it that you want to invest your time and your energy in to create for yourself and your family?
I want to do a lot of stuff. I don't know. Like I'm 31. I don't know. Like I still have a lot of time on my hands. Like I don't know what I
The
really want
clock's
to
ticking.
do.
I mean, your kids are getting older, and I guess I'm just not really understanding if you want to pardon for employment reasons, and I'm trying to pin you down on what that is.
Yeah, because right now it's being 21, trying to look for jobs, to being 31 now. You go through a lot. It's not like I talk to the victims. It's not like I go through the things with victims. I don't even talk to them. Only victim it was like my son's mom. But other than that, like we kind of cool. But other than that, I'm trying to do as best as I can as a man.
Okay,
I
well,
don't have
you're going to
order.
go back out into the job market if you're granted a pardon. And the issue isn't going to be that you have a record. The issue is going to be you haven't worked for the last 10 years. So you're going to have to account for that to make you an attractive candidate to hire. And you just jumping around to different things that you like to do or that you're able to do from here to there. I saw you're driving for Uber. And just, you're 31. It's time to get a focus is all I'm saying. I have no more questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Chance.
So, Mr. Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
just listening to you, it doesn't sound like you have any ambition to do anything. You think 31 is very young and that you think you have a lot of time before you have to decide what you want to do. So why can't you figure that at age 31?
Ma'am, like I said, I was 21 at the time. So, like, when I did have something that I really wanted to do, that felony stopped me from doing that. So I couldn't do that. It's like certain things I couldn't do because of the felony. Now that I'm getting to a point where I'm trying to do something that I like,
Mr. Brown,
alternatives and stuff like that.
Mr. Brown, what it is that you wanted to do that you weren't allowed to do?
Really, I just want to work with kids and stuff. Like I don't like, that's what was the first point of me doing the child development.
Do what?
I gotta be a teacher. I could do anything. I gotta get to it. I can't tell you what I really want to be until I get into what I have to do. Right now, I can't do that without a pardon. I can't do that without a pardon.
Mr. Brown.
Yes.
You have to, most people figure out what they have to do, what they want to do or love to do, and then figure out what it is that they need to do to accomplish that. You seem to be doing it backwards. There are a lot of people that I know that have gone to barbering school and completed and will come before us and say, well, if I get a pardon, I just need to apply for the state licensure. Okay?
Yes, ma'am, but I don't have, that's the point of me not having the pardon. If I don't have a pardon, I'm not going to be able to
you
do
don't
anything
really
I could do.
You don't really want to be a barber. You say you would like to be a teacher. But
yes, I wanted to go back to the first thing I did.
What have you done What is
Girlfriend.
the requirements to work with children or be a teacher?
My girlfriend, she does pageants, so I usually, when it was any time she done pageants and stuff like that, I would help her do the pageants. I just did a thing with Donald. Is a dude that lives out here. I guess he does things with kids and stuff like that. It was like an art show. I'd help them do the art show. Because I've done a lot of things with
Specifically
kids.
do you do? What specifically do you do when you helping with the art show?
I engage with the kids, help them do the art, help them do whatever they need to do.
So is that what you want to teach, or you want to go in a classroom?
Like I just want to do things with kids, like not just teach. I just want to be like a role model for kids, like to help them, just help them be better.
So if you want to help them
I could
be
even be a social worker, whatever. I could do a lot. I just haven't really been given that chance.
Yes, you have, because the pardon shouldn't stop you if you want to be a social worker to go to school. And the only thing left, I just heard from a gentleman who went and got his master's degree. He talked about getting his 4-year degree, his master's degree, and today he's applying for a pardon. So I really don't understand at age 31 what it is that you want to do, Mr. Brown. So that's my big struggle. Madam Chair, I'm all set. I don't know what else I can ask this gentleman.
Okay. All right.
But that would stop. But I have a question.
Go ahead.
But that would stop me from getting a pardon. I haven't been in trouble. I haven't done nothing to nobody. I've been doing everything I can. It's not like I'm sitting here selling drugs. I'm not going to jail. I'm not doing a lot of things a lot of people do. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm still being looked at like, oh, because I don't know what to do. Like I just told you, there's been a lot of stoppage in my time. There's been a lot of stoppage.
Yeah.
And I can't just stop. I can't just stop doing all the stuff I have to do. I got 2 kids. I still have to support them. No matter what. If I go to school, that's not supporting my kids. Yeah. If I don't got no jobs, I ain't supporting my kids.
We understand.
So at the end of the day, I'm still making choices. Bad choices, because I could be at these jobs that's not paying me nothing. Working under the table to get hurt, to still not be able to take care of my kids is be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. That don't make no sense, right? So I would still have to try as I'm 31. If I get my pardon, I could have better choices. I have more choices and better choices.
Okay, Mr. Brown. Okay, I'm going to interrupt you because we've already talked about this. We're going around in circles now. We just wanted to ask you if you had dreams and goals. That's all.
Yes, I have dreams and goals, man, but a lot of my dreams and goals is being stopped by a felony.
Yeah.
If I didn't have this felony, I would have been already know what I wanted to do. Everything would be all lined up. I wouldn't have these stoppage in my road. None of that. I would be where I want to be.
So we're going to discuss your case now, okay? Okay. Yeah. So, maybe there's a little lack of motivation. Maybe there's some immaturity because of the stoppages that he's referring to. I don't see that as necessarily a reason not to grant the pardon. I would support the pardon today.
Yes, he's been 8 years without, reoffending, and he's
right. There are some
family persons. So
yes. All right. In the matter of Cornell Brown, I move to grant a full and absolute pardon. Ms. Turner?
Aye.
Ms. Chance?
Aye.
My vote is aye. The pardon is granted. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, no, that's not contrast between Louisiana and Connecticut. Like, I know that he didn't say he sleeps with his body armor on and he lost his glasses, but it was pretty much just as bad. I mean, it was like a part in my idea of it. I bet every state has their own idea. I imagine that the governor of Connecticut is pushing. I don't want to call it an agenda, but maybe it's an agenda, but it's the belief that, hey, if you had a felony, then it should be easy for you to get that expunged because we don't want it to hold you back. But I do think that there should be certain criteria. He doesn't, and he also, they always say you only get one pardon. If you make another mistake, you're not going to get another chance at it. And it's like, come on, you gotta there should be a higher threshold. There just should be, in my opinion. But it's kind of funny. But anyways, it has nothing to do with what we're about to see. We are about to see, I think, the most disturbing case that we have yet to cover.
Good morning, Mr. Wilson.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. James is representing you. Does he have permission to speak on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. James, you may proceed.
Okay, so this is a pardon for a single count of sodomy that took place in 2009 and was charged in 2011. This is a colorful set of facts. It's a difficult set of facts, so I'll just address it plainly. So in 2009, Tom had completed his Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and was seen on video copulating with a horse that was under his care there at that facility. It was charged a couple of years later in 2011. Our firm actually had the originating case on this. I wasn't working there at the time, but my employer had this thing on the front end. And so it's always nice to have clients come back after they've had a lot of success and try and clean this up on the back end. I want to take you guys to 2012. And so this was resolved on a 5 suspended. And Tom had left the state. And this case, as I described, obviously, the colorful set of facts, it got national and international attention. So he had that on his shoulders, following him around online and on his criminal history. And from 2012 forward, I want to tell you a lot of the stuff that he has achieved and what he has succeeded in, because he has that over his head the entire time. Number one, he managed to stay with his wife, and today they have 2 beautiful little girls together, aged 2 and 4. You guys are primarily, not all of you, have been on the law enforcement or prosecution side. You see the devastation from criminal cases on the victim side. Where I'm a criminal defense practitioner in state and federal court, I see the devastation in the families. And I think Tom's family is one of probably 3 or 4 that has stayed together through a difficult case like this one. And so I think that's probably the most remarkable thing. The second thing is, today he is a licensed pharmacist. So he had to go back to school because obviously he can't practice veterinary arts. And he went to pharmacist school in New Mexico. In 2021, he got his degree. In 2022, he passed his boards, and I'm going to butcher this, for pharmacotherapy. His current title is clinical pharmacy specialist in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Some other extra things that he's done, because I think that in and of itself was a lot, but some other professional things that he has done is he leads a committee and task force within his own medical group to help pharmacists recognize and treat folks who have opioid addictions. So it's a matter of prescribing and treating folks that have active opioid addictions and having some level of empathy and care to help try and off-ramp them from that dependency, as well as spreading awareness to the physicians and other pharmacists so that his practice group is not a source of the opioid epidemic. In addition to that, during the pandemic, Tom was leading a coronavirus response line. So he was there with the Department of Health. Okay, the Department of Health, answering phone calls, taking concerns from citizens in New Mexico. trying to help manage that pandemic. And one of the other things that I would point out to today, he is mentoring and he is helping other people within the pharmacy school at the University of New Mexico who are basically going through the pharmacist version of a residency. So the folks who are closest to him in a professional capacity have seen something in him to say, hey, wait a minute. He can serve as an example to help other folks and other students who are going through this program and who are going through this phase to help get them ready to go out and be practicing pharmacists as well. The reason for applying for a pardon, obviously we mentioned he's got 2 daughters, age 2 and 4. He's in New Mexico now, but his family is still in Tulsa. And so he has an eye to bringing his family back and having the parental support and having his complete family together as he raises his kids. And with that, I'll turn it over to Tom for any questions the board may have.
Mr. Wilson, do you have anything to add to your attorney's presentation?
No, sir, I do not.
The ugly offense, any justification or excuse that you're making for it?
I can't make any justification or excuse for committing the offense, sir, but I will say at the time that it occurred, I was certainly suffering from anxiety, depression, and a crippling streak of perfectionism that I was not able to find a way to regulate healthily at the time.
Mm-hmm. And you took some initiative to do that, I assume?
Yes, sir. I've basically been in therapy since the offense occurred in 2009 up to this very day. And I've been able to develop the tools and the support system that I need to be able to help me to basically turn my life around and be able to deal with the anxiety, depression, and the crippling perfectionism that I have had in my nature, but have learned to live with.
I commend you for the initiatives that you're taking. Any other questions from the board members? All right, Linda, please call for a vote.
Richard Miller,
Yes.
Kevin Buchanan,
Yes.
Calvin Prince,
Yes.
Ed Konechny, Robert Revis.
No.
Pardon is recommended.
All right, Mr. Wilson, this is a recommendation to the governor's office. He'll notify you of his decision when it's made.
Thank you
Good
very
luck to
much.
you. Good luck to you. Anything else, Mr. James?
No, sir.
Good luck. Thank you for your presentations this morning.
Docket number 6.
I have to apologize. I know I told you in advance we're going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the ridiculous. I didn't tell you we were going to see the insane. Now I'm gonna try to keep my blood temperature down because this is a Thanksgiving type hearing, but there is nothing to be thankful about. The idea that you can have an abomination, really I don't even know what to call them. That okay, those monsters exist. The worst kinds of creatures in this world who should not be amongst us exist, but the idea that a panel, all but one, votes to grant a pardon without even asking. Forget you at least have some respect for the system. Ask a question, do something, but no, they make a recommendation. Now I waited for you to share this case. So Richard waited because I wanted to tell you if the governor signed off on it, but it turns out the governor in Oklahoma, no, they don't want anyone to know if he signs off on it because that wouldn't benefit the governor. So we don't know if the governor thought it was okay for someone who would do that to a horse for anyone to know, for anyone to know if his record is expunged. Now he can become a veterinarian again, and you're going to go and you're going to take little Tommy, your cat, over there, and not know that this person is a convicted horse stinger. I am sorry, but this is insane. And when I first saw this, I really, the shock, I think, by a nation that a panel, whatever and then of course you hear about the horrible things that his fiance stayed with him, got married to him. What? You need help, lady. And then you make 2 little girls. What? How is he allowed to be around his own children? I am sorry. This case is the most disturbing that we have ever seen, ever covered. I know that everyone watching this, except for maybe the 0.1%, will agree. Yet there is a panel, a board that is picked by the governor to protect the community, to protect our pets, our cats, our dogs, right? Deep breath, Mandoo. Deep breath. I'm done. We're going to watch some more hearings. I just want to throw it out there. Be thankful that we don't live in that state and that our pets are safe. Let's move on.
No, you haven't. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty good.
Okay, I need you to stop moving because you're making us dizzy.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Sabatier, let's see. There you are. Your DOC number is 554613. You're here today seeking a pardon with restoration of firearms. You were sentenced in Orleans Parish. Let's see, first in June of 2009. And then you have another sentencing date, June 18th of 2013. Both were for possession of marijuana. On the first one in June of 2009, you received a 5-year DOC sentence that was suspended. You were placed on active supervised probation. The second conviction, also possession of marijuana, you received a 3-year DOC sentence that also was suspended and you were placed on active supervised probation. Is all that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Would you answer Mr. Freeman, please?
Okay, Mr. Sabatier. What was the deal? Why were you selling dope or having dope all the time?
I was just young and being a follower, man. As I look back on it, I honestly call it a product of your environment.
All right. Have you ever been married, Mr. Sabatier?
Hey, you said, have I ever been married?
Right.
No, I'm currently engaged.
Okay. And you're 34 years old?
I'm 33. I'll be 34 in August.
Okay. Well, birthday coming up soon. Did you ever pay your balance to probation or parole?
Yep. All my fees and everything should be paid off. They wouldn't have let me off parole. They wouldn't have let me off probation if I wouldn't have paid those fees.
Why you need this expungement? What do you need it for?
To be honest, I already have my record expunged, so I pretty much have a clear record. And the only reason I really applied for the pardon is because I really want my gun rights restored. And it's not the fact that I actually need a gun. It's just me having a clean record and staying out of trouble for so long. It's just the fact that if I ever wanted to purchase a gun, I can't. Because of some well, I don't want to say it's minor weed charges because it was definitely a felony convictions, but it's non-violent offenses. That's no longer on my record already.
Have you ever been in any treatment for drugs, alcohol?
I did do drug court. When I was on the 5 years probation, I did drug court.
Did you complete it?
Yep, I definitely completed it, got the certificate and everything.
Okay, so you graduated from drug court. Okay, let me ask you this. I saw where, and you were being honest, that at the time of the investigation, which was a while back, that you said you had smoked marijuana 6 months ago. When's the last time you smoked?
It's been a while, man. I haven't been smoking.
Okay, how long?
I would say at least a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Okay. All right, I have no further questions.
Okay. Were you on probation at the time you got the second arrest?
No, I wasn't. They thought I was on probation, but I wasn't on probation when I got the second arrest.
So you did do the drug court and all that, and then you
Yes, ma'am.
kept doing the same thing? Yes?
Yes.
You got rearrested. So tell me, for your first arrest or conviction rather, in 2009, how marijuana was in your possession?
Maybe like 4 grams.
And what about the second time?
The second time I had like maybe 2 grams.
So you were selling it?
Not, if I'm being totally honest, I was smoking.
Yeah, so that was just for your own use?
Yeah, and the first time I believe they charged me with possession with attempt to distribute, but it was literally like 3 bags of marijuana.
All right, and so you still live in New Orleans. Where are you employed?
I'm currently a chef now. I'm working at the Lewis Hotel.
Head chef?
I'm sous chef. I'm working on it. Eventually, I will be executive chef.
That's your goal, to be
Yes,
executive?
ma'am. That's definitely long-term goals, executive chef.
How long you been at Lowe's?
I've been there a little over 6 years.
Oh, good. All right, any other questions?
Yeah, I'd like to ask.
Mr. Tillis has some questions.
Why do you need a gun?
Like I said, I really don't need a gun. I only apply for the pardon because it's the simple right of me just not, if I ever wanted a gun, I can't purchase it. But that don't necessarily mean I need a gun.
What would you purchase one for if you needed one?
Like if I just want to be able to purchase one in the future if I wanted to.
All right, Mr. Sabatier, is there a statement you want to make to us before we vote?
I just want to say thank you guys for taking the time to even look at my case. Like I said, I've already took into the step as far as getting my record expunged, so I pretty much have a clean record already. And hopefully everything go in my favor.
All right, I think we're ready to vote, Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Sabatier, first off, I saw where your, I think it's your wife, your fiance had wrote that you did this all on your own, that you initiated and everything, did it yourself. I want to say that you should be proud of yourself for initiating this. On the same hand, Mr. Sabatier, you say you smoked 1.5 years ago, you went through drug court, you went through other things, and be honest with you, you're still smoking, which gives me some concern. So my vote at this time, I think you need a cleansing period. I vote to deny.
Mr. Tillis?
My vote is to grant without firearm.
Ms. Stapleton?
My vote is to grant without firearm.
Mr. Prater?
I say grant with firearms.
All right, Mr. Sabatier, my vote would be to grant also pardon with restoration of firearms. However, you got the favorable recommendation, you got 4 favorable votes. We did not agree on the with or without firearms. That's a split vote.
Can somebody change their vote?
Yeah,
I'm okay with the firearm.
okay, so you received 3 votes with the restoration of firearms. So that is the recommendation we'll make on your behalf. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. I got one question.
Listen, my vote is based on your work stability, the fact that it's a nonviolent offense, it was a low quantity, and your record has been expunged. Now, what's your question?
My question is, in order to actually get it approved, how many votes would I actually need?
4.
4. You got approved.
You got approved.
Thank you, guys.
It was issued, the pardon was, we agreed on that. The issue was with or without the restoration of your firearms rights. That was the question. But you got it.
And you do understand that this is just the recommendation that we're sending to the governor. So you can't leave from here saying you're pardoned.
Right.
Okay? Okay, I just wanted to make sure you understood because some people might not understand that.
Yeah, you gotta wait on, if we make the recommendation, the governor has no specific time frame within which he has to act, but your next correspondence should be from their office.
Okay, thank you guys.
But
They gave it to me, Dad.
I gotta tell you, I love the result of this one, and we're gonna watch a small YouTube clip of Mr. Brandon in a second. But why do I love it? Well, I think it showed us a lot about the parole board members. It showed sheriff. Remember, he was a sheriff, and we just saw him. They did not allow the restoration of firearm rights, but that was to man who seemed that he would be a risk. And here was this case where the sheriff didn't hold, oh, wow, you like Mr. Freeman. Well, you smoked like a year and a half ago. So I don't, like compared to Connecticut, where in Connecticut, you have marijuana being given to you while you're like still in a halfway house on probation because it's called a medical card. And in Louisiana, it's like, well, I think 2 years ago you claimed that you smoked, so I'm not going to give it to you. But I like that. I like that you can see where how the sheriff feels about the Second Amendment rights, how Mr. Nasa feels about the Second Amendment rights, and then how Miss Stapleton went and changed her vote. I believe what I saw from Brandon. I think he wasn't articulate in the way of describing it, but he wasn't manipulative either. Wasn't making up the story. Well, I want to go hunting, which we see in a lot of these cases. People say it, but you don't get the feeling they really do. They're just saying, he's like, I want the ability to do it. And, I think someone who's more articulate might have expressed it a little differently, which is, I just want to have my Second Amendment rights if I wanted to. I don't plan on getting a gun, but I want to have those rights. And that's what I heard when I heard him describing why he wanted it. And he had just one thing on his record, possession of a couple grams, please. And they actually had the audacity to charge him with intent to distribute, which is a whole different discussion here. But I really like the outcome, and I like the insight that we gained from the poor board members. Now let's go take a visit. It's a 90-second YouTube video, courtesy of Richard finding it, of Brandon doing some of his chefery, and we get to see some of the Louisiana classic dishes in this little clip. So let's go take a dive into Louisiana.
If it wasn't for my son, I probably wouldn't even be doing what I'm doing right now. He motivated me to just want to change and do something different. I was doing the same thing, getting the same result. I realized in order to get a different result, you have to do different things. And my son motivated me to want to do that. I'm Brandon Sabatier. I'm lead cook at the Maison Dupree Hotel. I actually began working in food service when I was 18 years old. Fresh out of high school, I went to Cafe Reconcile and I was introduced to the food world. I just love cooking in general. Right from day one, I knew that this is what I'm supposed to do. But me and Mr. Rick kind of just had a bond right from the beginning. And I just asked him, like, if I cut my hair, would you give me an opportunity? And just from that, we just been working together. Tourism is a big part of the city, and it's a way of making money, and it's how we bring in revenue. Without tourism, I don't think the French Quarter would be what it is. I probably wouldn't even have a job. New Orleans will always be home. Tourism is how.
And I wanted to leave my Mandalorian family with a positive note, with a good note. Like, we saw the good, the bad, the ugly, I don't even know what, and needed to leave it with, I think, the beautiful. What a pardon is all about, the story of success. And what am I grateful for? I just want to say that I am truly grateful for the Mandalorian community that we built here. It's just, it has changed. It's changed my life entirely. It really has. This isn't my full-time job, but I find myself spending most of my time doing this, and it's been a true gift. There's purpose, and it's very rewarding. It's fulfilling, and it's a lot of fun. And there's a beautiful community that we're building here. So I am grateful for each and every one of you. Every comment, I try to read all of them. There's a lot, thank God. It means a lot. Thank you. And that's what I'm grateful for. If you want to share what you're grateful for down below in the comment section, I think that would be a fun thing to do. Anyways, with that, I'll let you go.
Which application?
Application for clemency.
Oh, no. If I did, sir, I probably didn't see it. Like I said, I got to get a new prescription on my glasses.
You wore your body armor as you slept every night?
Yes, sir.
Now, when did you first start using drugs?
When did I first start using alcohol?
Drugs.
Who?
Drugs.
Oh, blunts? I might have smoked my first blunt. Sir, I'm not going to lie to you. I probably was like 16. I'm not too sure, up in that area.